Everybody saw the striker, the goals, the trophies, the aggression, the fire in his eyes. Everybody saw Carlos Tevez fighting on the pitch, pressing, running, refusing to back down. From the outside, it looked like passion, like character, like attitude. But very few asked where that fire came from. Because before football, there was survival. Carlos Tevez was born in Fuerte Apache, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Argentina. A place where violence was normal, where poverty was constant, where childhood ended early. There, football was not a dream. It was an exit. When he was just a child, a domestic accident left severe burns on his body, scars that would never disappear, marks he would carry for the rest of his life. They were not only physical, they were reminders. He didn't grow up with comfort. He grew up with fear, with uncertainty, with the understanding that nothing was guaranteed. Tevez was raised by his aunt and uncle, who became his parents, not because of choice, but because life forced it. Stability was fragile, danger was close, and the street taught lessons before school ever could. In Fuerte Apache, you didn't plan the future. You survived the present. Football entered his life not as romance, but as necessity. It was a way out of the neighborhood, a way to avoid becoming another story that ended too soon. When he played, there was no elegance to impress, no desire to be admired. There was urgency. Every sprint carried hunger. Every tackle carried anger. Every goal carried hope. He played like someone who couldn't afford to lose. As his career grew, success arrived. Titles, Europe, West Ham, Manchester United, Manchester City, Juventus, the biggest stages in the world. But something about Tevez never changed. He never fully belonged to the spotlight. He never felt at home in luxury. He carried Fuerte Apache with him everywhere. He showed a shirt with its name written after his goals. It was closer to him than every club shirt could. While others chased fame, he carried memory. While others celebrated success, he remembered what failure could mean. Even at the highest level, there was restlessness, a sense that comfort was temporary, that safety was an illusion. Because when you grow up fighting to escape, peace doesn't come easily. The scars on his body were visible. The scars in his mind were quieter. Football gave him everything he was told he would never have. And yet, it never erased where he came from. Tevez never tried to forget his origin. He didn't rewrite it. He didn't hide it. He honored it by surviving. His style of play reflected his life, relentless, direct, uncompromising. He didn't play to be loved. Love was the consequence of his full commitment. He played to make sure he never had to go back. And even when he could have stayed away forever, he returned. Not when he was finished. He went a match away to taking Juventus on top of European football, but when he wanted to come back, to Argentina, to Boca Juniors, to his people, to his roots. Not because the past stopped hurting, but because running away forever was never the goal. Breaking the cycle was. After retiring from playing, Tevez embraced a new challenge, becoming a coach. He took the reins at clubs like Rosario Central and Independiente, later guiding Talleres de Córdoba in his homeland. But even on the touchline, his mission went beyond tactics and formations. He observed something troubling. Some young players, despite training every day and performing at the highest levels of Argentine football, struggled with basic skills like reading and simple arithmetic. For someone who had used education as a ticket out of the barrio, this was more than a statistic. It was a reminder. Tevez believed that football should build people, not just players. He began incorporating learning into his coaching environment, bringing in teachers, encouraging study time after training, insisting that knowing how to read, think, and understand contracts was part of growing up. His belief was simple. Success on the pitch matters, but success in life matters more. Leadership in this sense was not just about shouting instructions. It was about raising men who could think, decide, and stand on their own feet. He didn't just want winners. He wanted whole people. His teams trained hard. They studied. They learned. And in that, there was a lesson that went beyond football, because escaping one's past is not the same as understanding it. And only someone who walked through fire can recognize who needs a helping hand. Everybody sees the goals. Few see the neighborhood. Everybody sees the trophies. Few see the fear. Carlos Tevez did not use football to become famous. He used it to escape a destiny. And sometimes, that is the greatest victory of all.